Hi, I want to share something with you. And once you see it, I don't think you'll be able to unsee it. There's a story happening in almost every ordinary moment of our lives. Not the obvious one, the one we'd describe if someone asked us what was happening. It's a second story underneath. The way that we leave a room, the way that we start something hard or put it off, the way that we say goodbye, the way we don't leave enough room for a task every single time. Most of us were never taught to see it, so it just runs quietly in the background of everything that we do. I want to tell you about the first time that I really saw it. I was doing a project with Ray Castellino. One day he asked if I knew who he was and what he did in his work, and I said I didn't. I just knew that I really loved working with him, his slow pace, and the gentleness that was so unusual for a man. He told me that he works with imprint stories, the story in the body, and that even babies are showing their stories on the way to the breast, the story of how they came into the world. I didn't really understand what he was saying, but I trusted that there was something to this, even if I didn't understand it yet. As a La Leche League leader at the time, I was intrigued by the idea that maybe something else was happening that I didn't know, hadn't been taught to see, that could help the families I was working with. I did a training with him, came home, and almost immediately had a family call with a baby not nursing. With curiosity and a willingness to try, I showed up to see what would happen if we gave her space to show the story like Ray said that she would. I held my breath, and she did. This newborn baby showed us what had happened to her when she was born and what she needed. And we got her nursing. I was the fourth person that they'd contacted for help, competent helpers. And what worked was making room for her story, something that none of us knew to do before that moment. And working with that little girl changed the way that I saw babies and the families I was working with, and also the way that I saw myself in my own story. This 3-day-old baby showed me that we all have a story, and when we can see it, everything, everything can change. So here's what I came to understand. The way that we arrive into our bodies, how we come into the world, what happened in our earliest moments, leaves a pattern in us called an imprint. And how we do one thing is often how we do everything. It's older than we can consciously remember. Most of us have no conscious memory of it at all. But the body remembers, even when we don't. And it's the kind of thing you look back and see that you've always been this way, always done things in a certain way. The way that you do things isn't a flaw in you. It was never a flaw. The story that others made up about you and your behaviors is what is flawed. And it's a story without all the information because they were never taught to see the whole story either. So what if it's just a story your body has been faithfully showing, waiting for someone to finally understand that allows you to shift what's happening? And once you know it's there, you see it everywhere. That's been my experience. You see it in the small transitions, the leaving, the starting, the stopping, the waiting, or the not waiting. You see it most when life moves you out of your routine, a trip, a holiday, an unexpected day, because that's when the pattern you usually smooth over rises up where you can finally see it. And you see it in the people beside you, the ones who do it all so differently that it gets under your skin. That difference is information too. Now, this is the part that I love. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. And that's not a burden. That's the beginning. You can't tend what you can't see. And now you can show up with curiosity to see what's there in yourself, in your children, in the people you love. And here's the thing. This is for more people than you think. If you're holding a newborn and wondering why transitions to sleep or feeding are hard, if you're raising a teenager and you'd like to support them in moving into the world, if you're simply trying to understand yourself, if you sit with families or with babies as a midwife, a therapist, someone who walks alongside other people's transitions and challenging moments and want to offer something besides what's wrong with them, or if you're just curious, because this story isn't in the past. It's showing up in our bodies every single day. So I'll leave you with this for now. Just start noticing. You don't have to do anything with it yet. Noticing is where it all begins. Be curious, be kind, and start with yourself.